bien.
Okay,
Hace rato no ver un cetro.
why are we here?
It's a party.
No, tell everybody who you are.
I'm Julian.
Julian,
I'm Steve.
otherwise known as Alejandro or Alex.
Caleb.
I'm Sarah. Terry.
Ruben.
All right,
The mayor.
and we are
Boogie guy here.
is Y El Jefe,
El jefe Edil.
and we are in the community of Virginia in Ixcan, and we are working on a water project with Southern Illinois University Edwardsville. And as part of the work we're going to do for the next 4 days, we are going to be building a Pila. And for the construction is going to be done by a gentleman named Yul Brunner Riviera de los Honduras in El Sauce, who works for the Armor of Hope Ministries in El Sauce. And he is going to be showing the community members how to build a Pila. And we're right here at the school, right next to the school in Virginia. So we're going to get busy here in just a minute. This is what we're going to be making the Pila out of primarily. 4-inch concrete blocks. Tubing for the drains and the supply lines. Rebar for strength. I think this is probably 3/8 rebar. It looks like there's 2 pieces about 7 meters long. And 5 bags of Portland cement that we're going to use for the mortar. This is Yule pounding the stakes into the ground. What we're going to do is we need to get about 100 stones that we're going to use to make the bottom of the Pila. So we're going to do that now and bring them up in wheelbarrows. Okay, we're putting up the forms. We're going to lay the stones inside the forms, and then we're going to cement them in place. So while we're doing this, we're going to talk with Senora Terry.
Why?
Just because. Who are you? Tell me about you.
I'm Terry Cranmer. I'm the founder and president of the Mustard Seed Peace Project
In?
in Godfrey, Illinois.
All right. And you're the leader of this happy little troop.
One of the leaders, I think.
One of the leaders. All right. Thank you.
It's awesome. I don't think it's going to take him 4 days. What do you think?
I trust the man.
I think it's going to take less.
It's been about 2 hours, and since we've been gone, Yule has dug a small trench about 6 inches deep on the inside of the forms, and that is going to serve as the footing for the Pila. Los piedras grandes. Aquí.
Gracias por mi meta.
The rocks, which were so lovingly brought up the hill, are placed on top of the concrete. And more of them, more concrete will be put on top of it. Yeah, set them right up. Close together. Yo, ¿más concreto abajo?
Sí,
Ok, abajo las piedras.
sí.
No, empezó con piedras, ¿verdad? Tierra, piedra, cemento, piedra.
Tierra, piedra, cemento, piedra, cemento y bloque.
Gracias.
We started with
Say that again.
dirt to rock, then cement, and then rock, more cement, and then cinder block.
Okay. So at the end of half a day, we have the footing for our Pila.
el Face.
¿Cuántas pasadas le pegan ustedes para
Corner here.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the rebar running through it, but this is what it originally looks like. So he has to go ahead and using a hammer or a small tool, chisel away just like he did there, so that he can go ahead and sit the next block in. And then before you put any more blocks on top, what you're gonna want to do is fill this with cement, and then do the face shell with cement, and then you can go ahead and lay the next block. But you always got to be sure to wet the face shell and the inside of the brick so that there's actual moisture between the cement and the brick so that it actually sticks together.
We broke for lunch, and I helped some other students get started serving. And I came back, and Yule nearly has the first course of blocks set. So let's take a look. Oops. At each corner, you can see at each corner in the blocks is where the rebar comes through. And another block is going to be cut. This would be a future water inlet pipe. But since we don't have running water here now, they're going to be using water from the gutters of the adjacent buildings and from the school. It's about 5 o'clock, and although we hoped to only get 2 courses in, it's gone well enough that we're going to be able to get 3 courses in out of the total of 4 that are planned. Happy January 2nd from Virginia, Guatemala. Day 2 of the Pila. 3 courses were done yesterday, almost. We're going to finish up the 4th course this morning. Those are the guys getting the sand for the mortar. And then after we get that done, we're going to be adding the trays, the faucets, and then later today, or maybe probably tomorrow, we'll do the plastering on the outside. So when the mortar is mixed, we don't have a cement mixer. So you use approximately 40 shovels full of sand to 1 bag of cement. That roughly translates to 2 parts sand to 1 part cement by weight. And all you do, you can see it's kind of just sort of sprinkled on top, and they mix it right on this flat piece of ground. Actually, it's a flat piece of concrete left over from something. So we're starting the 4th course. That is going to be the finished height. 4 blocks tall, nominal 8-inch blocks. So the finished height is 32 inches, or about waist high. So putting the cement wash with which is basically just a thin mortar, is part of the process to keep the Pila waterproof. Seals the outside and the inside. Oh. They're going to do this twice But this is what the side looks like after the first time. Starting to seal it up, starting to get rid of some of the bigger holes. So the first coating is done on the outside. He's going to let it set for about an hour. You smooth it off roughly just with a board. And as soon as this sets up, we're going to do a second coat. Buenos dias at the Pila project on day 3. We had a little bit of a problem yesterday with late afternoon rains that look like they're going to continue into today. So the alcalde, chairman of the community, said that they have some pieces of old roofing, so they've erected a small shelter that's going to allow us to work in a heavy downpour. So this will allow us to keep on schedule, and I bet you this cover is here when we come back someday. Ask Yul what we're mixing up here, please.
Yul, ¿qué es lo que está haciendo aquí hoy?
Masilla para poner
Alright,
So masilla is just basically a finer mix of just cement and water.
solo cemento.
Yeah, just cement and water to make it a finer finish on the outside and on the inside of the pila.
no arena.
No arena.
Okay, no sand. Gracias. Alex, does this go inside and outside? How many layers?
¿Cuántas pasadas le va a dar, oiga?
Hasta solo lleva como 2. Se le pasa a modo que quede gruesecito y se va viendo el punto como está.
So you do a thick layer first, a semi-thick layer, and then the second one's just to fine tune it.
Okay.
Todas tienen la misma medida la varilla. Este es el primero.
So in order to build the scrubbing table, we're building a form. It's held in place underneath with boards, and then the 2 boards that are on the sides and one underneath make the surface for the concrete. This will be the curb on the side. Yeah, concrete up to here. And this is approximately 2 inches. So we are at the end of day 3. Yul has the scrubbing surface put in, and a bunch of the ladies have shown up for their expert opinions. So even though this has been built ostensibly just for the school, I think it's going to be getting some community use as well. So Yul is standing here after a job well done.
Are kind of excited about it, and that is very nice and satisfactory for the people of the university Así que díganle muchas gracias al Señor. Con todo el cariño está tomando fotos.
Thank you. Thank you.
De nada. De Here we are at day 4 of the Pila project. It's pretty much done. The one big thing we have to do is pour the bottom of the Pila. The students are bringing over some sand from the sand pile, and Yul and Alex are stripping off the forms from the scrubbing surface that they made yesterday. The plug's been taken out. That's how it'll drain.